Beauty Diaries.
Hello and welcome to Beauty Diaries. My name is Namure Edemioya. Nigerian men are fashion conscious, no doubt. This is particularly true irrespective of their age, religion, or occupation. To express this deep sense of fashion, men and guys in Nigeria have taken to traditional attires and wear it with an elegance and majesty that is so rare to find beyond the shores of the country. Now, this display of native variety by Nigerian men is common during religious gatherings, political meetings, birthday celebrations, marriage feasts, and even conventional formal settings that permit it. On Beauty Diaries today, we'll be talking about men's fashion. Last time we recall, we had a female here, a lady, to talk about the Ankara craze amongst women. But today we'll be talking to two gentlemen, like you heard me, the men and the young men. So today with me I have Adedoyin Balogun of Baldon Clothiers. Thank you so much for coming on the program. And I have on my left hand side Miraculous Waka.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, now let's get to know you guys before we go into the nitty-gritty. I'm so curious to know about men's fashion. You never know it, or in its entirety. So let's get to know Adedoyin Balogun.
Okay, my name is Adedoyin Balogun, like you said. I'm a clothier based in the city of Abuja. I've been in the industry for like 20 years.
Interesting.
Yes, and it's been amazing, the growth that we've seen happen in the fashion industry, especially as it pertains to men. Like you rightly said in your introduction, it's before now hasn't been common, but men have come out of the closet, as it were. Men are experimenting, they're being bold with colors, with styles.
Yes.
Never seen before, and everything has happened so rapidly in the last 10 or so years. So I just want to, just to buttress what you're saying, that yes, men have come out. I mean, the styles vary, and there's just so much you can do, and so much we've seen men pulling off things that before now you wouldn't have been dead. Colors,
Exactly,
orange,
with
red.
you got that right.
and it's not bad.
At all.
It's not bad. So here we are, and it can only get better and brighter.
It's so interesting how fashion can just move and everybody just accepts,
That's right.
Especially the colors. And then the agbadas that have been shortened. I'm sure if you had worn it in those days, I'm like, okay, what are you up to?
If you had worn the shorter agbada those days, it's not agbada. But right now, the shorter, the smarter. I guess also because there's been a bit of we've had to marry both the young and young at heart. So for the younger people, before now, really didn't do the natives, the traditional stuff. They like the urban streetwear, things that are smart. So it's been a bridge of, okay, how do we create our regular native and make it as smart and as tapered as the Western garments would come out. So, and I think that's where we've been able to find ourselves presently. So the agbadas are smarter and shorter. The bubas the same thing. The kaftans are slimmer.
The trousers are
jumpy and more narrowed and more penciled. So I think it's just a hybrid of some sort where fashion has taken is heading to.
Yes.
And the interesting thing is that even the older men
you coming, are accepting saying, it, okay, and they're wearing it as well.
Smarter rather than having it flowing all over the place, because the flow, the bigger your garment, was a sign of opulence. Yes. So,
1,500.
you had the Okotier balls that we even have a train of, the
garment
had a train.
That's the traditional wear.
The traditional wear. The agbada had to touch your toes, had to, you really had to. Even when you raised it up to do your 1,500, it should touch, so that people know you use your whole 10 yards.
My goodness. Okay, Miraculous Waka, you just heard us talk about the young ones coming to you. Yes. What do you do as a fashion designer?
Okay, he mentioned the love for urban streetwear by the young ones, and that is where I specify urban streetwear, but making sure that the culture is not lost. So I think that's the unique part for me. So I
Okay.
capitalize on making sure that there are pieces of the culture in the urban streetwear I
Okay,
do.
so you look at what is in the culture, and then you
Yes.
touch it up
Merge.
with,
Yes.
you know,
Yes. Make
some.
sure that they are coming together, because I feel that's what creativity is all about. Just merging two different concepts and being able to form something new. So for me, that's the major thing.
Okay, tell me, Dedoyin, how did it start? How did it all start for you? I always ask my guests this question. You know.
Okay, my, my journey through fashion, and when I tell people that fashion found me,
Okay.
somewhat. So it was one of those long and torturous ASU strike
Really?
days, you know, when the then head of state, Ibrahim Babangida, general, um, said he was going to sack all the lecturers. So we were at home for, I think, 5, 6 months, and it was one of those days where you know that, okay, asking your parents for money, they'll just give you a brief bio of your life history. And a very good friend of mine, then my classmate in University of Jos, her mom just came back from US and had T-shirts.
Okay.
She bought in T-shirts. So I said, okay, Dupe, okay, let me have some. Let me just try my hands. And when I got exhausted, I needed more. She said no, she didn't have any more. And I just said, okay, we can do this thing now. It's not rocket science, you know. So at that point, I also wanted to add some things that wouldn't naturally come with the T-shirt, and it's just one thing had led to another. After graduation, I just thought this is it, because I was at peace with myself. And my dad wanted me to go in for a second degree in medicine, but we had our back and forth. And I said, look, I really believed in what I was doing, and I've never looked back since.
Really?
Yes.
So, you, instead of becoming a doctor, you ended up becoming a fashion designer. Interesting. How did it start for you?
Okay.
You're still young anyway, so.
Well, for me, it was when I got out of NYSC, I just started working. And I wanted to also have something at the side that I was doing.
Yes.
Well, I didn't really know what it was, but I know I've had this flair for, okay, looking at the way foreign designers put together their wares and stuff. I was able to sit down and say, okay, this is what exactly I want to do. Not going into the natives or the traditional and stuff, but it's streetwear that I want to do. And I sat down and I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do it. And luckily for me, I found some people already doing it in the Nigerian space. And I just said, okay, let me just study them and then see where I can start from. And little by little, I started. And
So you have a clientele base now?
Yes, yes,
Interesting.
I do. Not like we started,
Of
but
course,
we are getting there.
you get there, you get there. Now let's talk about styles. We will talk about men's fashion, you know, most of these fabrics, and then the styles. You have Atiku, you have Senator, of course the Agbada we've talked about, and then the kaftan. All of it being used for jackets, shirts, aside the native attire. Let's talk more about the styles.
Okay. So it's amazing that I have discovered that there's a nexus between the politics and the style of the
Okay.
average Nigerian person. And people often ask me, how did you? I said, I've watched different governments come and go. So during the
Yes.
Obasanjo era, Ankara was everywhere. Adire, Ankara. Then as we moved gradually, the Yar'Adua era was brief. We had a brief introduction of the kaftan. It went out again.
And the cap, the outside
Exactly,
cap, yeah?
with the holla, the outside thing. You know, then the good luck era.
Yeah, south.
So you had the south, you had the workers, you had the eti boss,
The hats.
you had the exactly.
Bula hats.
You know, now we have the administration of President Buhari. He's a kaftan person. Hence, you see loads of kaftans. It's now been tweaked. It's been modified. You know, it's slimmer. It's shorter. You know, to fit modernity. So it's not as bogus as it used to be. It's not, but you find that there's actually a connect between the man at the center, at the top, and the fashion that flows therein.
Yes.
You know, and it's amazing because it holds through, you know, in almost every regime that has come and has gone. You know, then an amazing thing is a lot of people have started becoming more at home, more comfortable with made in Nigeria.
Exactly. That is totally
You
true.
know, so you find that even suits for weddings, for high-profile weddings,
Yes.
they would rather have it tailor-made here.
Whoever came up
You know.
with the short agbada, I think it started with the youths.
It's definitely a youth thing, and like I said, in my in the course of interaction, I do know that one of the major things the younger people look at is that smart, form-fitting look.
Yes.
Now, agbada is the opposite, so it's a bit of a misnomer. How do you have an agbada that's meant to be flowy, being form-fitting? So I think a balance has been struck, and voila, you have the short agbada. It's further put out there by influencers and
Yes.
personalities, the way to a red carpet event, and you say, okay, this is not bad, and before you know it, the trend catches on and it goes viral.
There's something I would really like to know from both of you about prices. I know the high and the lows, but I look at some fabrics and I'm wondering, okay, how do we know, the quality of the fabric? We'll be back after the break. Stay with us.
Beauty Diaries. Beauty Diaries.
Welcome back. It's so much fun talking about the men today. A different scenario totally from talking about women, makeup and all of that. I'm sure you also, getting some information, if you're a woman that is, or even if you're a man, about men's fashion.
Sure.
So let's talk about pricing, the cost. Why are they so expensive?
Well, I think expensive is a relative term,
Okay.
because for men, we might not have the luxury of all the blings that the women have, right? So,
Sorry, but
yes.
some men are blinging their
I
agbada.
agree. Well, I agree with you. It's also a trend that is setting in.
Yes.
Having stones, embellishments on agbadas, on kaftans. Yes, I agree with you, but it's not as common, all right, as the
Okay,
women
it's
folk.
it's in their own.
Okay, so you find that it's amazing, because the truth of the matter is, aside from maybe the Ankaras and the Adires, all the fabrics are imported. So when you say expensive, I tell you it's relative, because if it's imported, you're already doing time 360. You're not blinging it in quote. The fabric has to make sense. It has to be something that even when you wash, it doesn't give up, it doesn't fray. These are the little things, it doesn't bleed. They're just some little things. Now, I do know that there are a lot of imposters also. So that's the tricky part.
Okay.
If you go sourcing for fabric based on only name, for instance, you would miss it. You would miss the mark, because there's a lot of people there are a lot of imports that are copied. So some of these things also come by virtue of experience. I do know that things like the article, article is actually voile material. It's cotton
Exactly,
voile.
yeah.
It's just that it was made very, very popular by the vice president,
The former vice president, yes.
And I dare say that even abroad, in Dubai, in Switzerland, it's still called article. You can also benchmark your costs. You can say, look, I don't want to spend more than this, and you can still get something within budget.
Okay, just like
Yes.
the lace fabrics
Just
we
like the
also
lace,
buy.
exactly, the dry lace, the paper lace, the Swiss lace, and all that.
So what's pricing like for you?
For me, because I value excellence and I want to always make sure that I'm giving my clients the best, I go for the best quality in terms of materials,
Oh, really?
and that doesn't come cheap.
Exactly, because if you're young, and I agree, I totally agree, but looking at your clientele,
Yeah,
the people,
demography.
yes, and
Yeah.
your target
Yes.
customers,
Yes.
how do you manage that if
Okay,
you're out for quality?
I create different packages that different people can afford.
Okay.
So we are always trying to see how we can create additional value for everyone at every level. So that's also something that I factor in. But I also make sure that no matter what I'm giving you, it has to still be the best. If it's not the best, I'd rather not do it. So it just has to be the best.
We're saying something about blinging.
Yes.
Sorry, we're saying something about blings.
Yeah.
You know, your styles are different from the senator styles, Atiku styles. What do you
Yes.
call your styles? Do you have names for them?
Urban streetwear,
Urban streetwear.
It just has to be
Makes it
urban.
look.
It has to be classic.
I
So
understand.
the swag has to be there. So just something with style. That's us, and something that you can be comfortable in. So that's
So,
our generation.
years to come, where do you see the urban streetwear going?
Years to come, I see a lot of innovation springing up because it's already happening from the international brands. You can see some fashion designers already taking it to a level where they compete with high-end brands, just streetwear. And a lot of that is happening in Nigeria. So we are catching on. So in years to come, it's going to be a larger space where a lot of designers will invest in.
Okay.
So yes, that's what I see.
What do you do in regards to competition? How do you work towards making sure that you're working to the top and you remain there?
Okay, one thing is to know your niche, what sets you apart, what makes you different, which I've been able to successfully identify. And once you do that, just keep on improving. Make sure you are listening to your customers because they can inspire you. So keep on listening to them, keep on improving on your service, keep on improving on your product. And I'm not really about the competition, I'm more about collaboration.
Oh, really?
Because I believe there is a lot we can do together. So I want to collaborate with more shirt designers to create something iconic. So that's the goal, to just do something that people outside Africa can look at and say, this is something coming from Nigeria.
True.
And it's huge.
Yes.
So that's the goal, to just collaborate and do something epic. So
Okay.
that's it.
Let's go to the old man in the industry. Don't mind me.
I think competition is healthy if you see it as being healthy because it spurs you on. You know, your creative juices never cease to flow. And like you said, you need to know where your strength is. So focus on your strength. Almost every client, every Nigerian has had a sorry tale at one
Yes.
stage or the other. So how do you up your service level delivery? You know, I think that is critical. You know, more than any other thing, more than all the Insta posts and what have you, and the social media, is the substance, the essence of what you're doing should never be lost. You know, in all the razzmatazz, you need to know that this is the base. This is
Yes.
the basis. You need to, a client has ordered for something, it needs to be delivered. Specifications are there too. You can make suggestions. So for us, we've also been able to move our clients, not just from just clients for money, but with form relationships with them.
Okay.
So on the get-go, they can say, look, I have a red carpet event, I need this, I need that, and you're able, and they know that you'll be there.
Okay.
You know, so those are the little things that probably won't cut across most brands. You know, so it's not just a business that you're seeking to collect money from, but you also seek to add value.
Okay.
You know.
I was in the African fashion reception in Ethiopia recently, and you know there were lots of young fashion designers coming out to learn how they can take their products out of Africa to the international market. We'll be right back after this break. Stay with us.
Beauty Diaries.
Hi, my name is Ubi Franklin, and you're watching Beauty Diaries with Inamure.
My name is Adewale Aladejana, Master Perfumer for Sapphire Scents, and you're watching Beauty Diaries with Namure. Don't change that dial.
Hello, my name is Debola Gbadebo, CEO Debbie Star Makeup, and you're watching Beauty Diaries. Stay tuned.
Hello, my name is Jide Osent Ola, and you're watching Beauty Diaries with Namire. Stay tuned.
My name is King Tonto, and you're watching Beauty Diaries with Namure on AIT. Don't touch that dial.
Beauty Diaries.
You're welcome back. Let's talk about the international markets. I hope to see myself wear agbada on this set one day. Won't be bad. We girls will wear it now. So in the international market, have you explored?
Yes, the international market is huge, and I dare say it's ripe for the African designers. The major challenge from my own little study is capacity.
Okay.
Because we have loads of amazing, brilliant, young and old fashion designers, but unlike the foreign markets, their model is a bit different from ours. In fact, it's a lot different. Typically, they'll go to the stores, the malls to go and buy. We were very personal. I want to see my design, I want to meet my tailor.
Yes.
Now, for you to have stockists over there, they're going to say, okay, can you give us 500 pieces of item A, B, C? Because we're going to stock it in different stores so people can walk in based on sizes. Now, how many young designers, even the older ones, have the capacity, can muster capacity, of delivery and consistency of quality across board? So that's what we've been working on, and we're still working on over a period of time. Yes, we do have orders that we ship abroad and all that, but that's on a very small and individual level.
Okay.
Now, taking it to the global space, infrastructure capacity must be built.
We have movies,
Yes.
international films,
Yes.
and we see where African, wears, or rather
Yes.
Nigerian clothes, anyone you pick. And it's so interesting, to be able to say, okay, that guy is wearing agbada, that guy is, it's so interesting. For the urban streetwear,
Yes.
how do you plan to explore the international market?
One thing I've noticed or observed is the foreigners, they appreciate or they are curious about our culture.
Very true.
So bringing in culture in urban streetwear just heightens the curiosity, and I believe it's something they will really want to appreciate. So it's being done, but it can be taken to a higher scale where they would really see it and embrace it. So that's the goal, that's the target.
Interesting. Okay, I'm watching the program. I want to be a fashion designer like Bowden Clothiers and like Tribe Appeal. How do I start? What can you tell me to inspire me to go into the business?
Okay, like I always tell younger fashion designers is that first and foremost, why do you want to go into fashion designing?
Okay.
You need to define the why. You need to know whether is it just for the money or is it for the passion. Very important. Now, when you define that it's your passion, you also need to understand that it's hard work. It's real work. It's not a party.
Yes.
It's real work. You're going to have to meet with deadlines, meaning you're going to have to work long hours.
Oh, wow.
Yes, real long hours. To really you have to be prepared to go the extra mile. You take it as if you were taking an oil or any telco job. You take it seriously.
There's no job that is not.
Well,
I understand what you mean.
The truth of the matter is, for the younger people, there are a lot of things they think are just walk in the park.
True. Yeah.
They're not willing to put in the time. It's very important that they see that, look, there's another side to this thing, and it's serious. The money will come as a natural reward for service delivery, but not before.
Yes.
Then they need to also be attuned and abreast. Where is fashion going to? What's it? Because fashion is amazing because it always gives you indicators. So you know that some colors they seem to be repetitive. They seem to be repetitive. What's going on? Oh, so people are doing a lot more champagne and emerald or coral. Okay, is that an indication that this is what people are for weddings? You know, you talk about the shorter agbada, kaftans.
Yes.
You need to be attuned. You need to be versatile
And
You know,
creative.
yes, in the versatility, you also need to be creative because you can't. You need to have your own ideas. You need to be
True,
fresh.
true.
If people are coming to you, why are they coming to you? What's your unique selling point? You know, if you can, you also need to do a couple of courses, you know, here and there, just to sharpen your skill, you know, just to hone your skills out there. I think, and I dare say, with dedication, with discipline, the sky will be the starting point.
Thank you so much, Mr. Adidoyin Balogun. And thank you, Miraculous Waka, for being part of the program. I wish we could go on. I would also want to know how you know, I see some guys and they're not properly dressed, be it suit or shoes and all, and you know, talk about the belt, the shoe. Yeah, fashion police. We'll come back and do that some other time. Thank you so much for being part of the program. Don't forget to follow us on our various social media handles. If you have questions for our guest today, we'll surely be available. The show continues on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Let's talk. Let's talk about men's fashion, okay? There's no question for this week, so we'll come up with a question for you next week. All right, that's how we end today's edition of the program, Beauty Diaries. My name is Namure Edoemioya. See you same time next week. Stay well. Bye-bye.